So I just wanted to take a moment to talk about how does somebody create a winning videography business model? Like what is a model, or what should it look like for you? And I think it's really important to break this down into steps. And I want to go ahead and just say from the very beginning, these are just things that have worked for me. And I think that they can work for you, but it's going to look different for every single person. So I don't want to say that this is the exact formula or this is the exact equation that you should follow. This is just something that worked for me, and when I have helped other people try and give them advice, what I feel like is working for them as well. So I want to run through 6 points that I feel like are going to be probably the best strategy for creating this winning business model. When I say winning, what I really mean is it allowing you to do this full time, allowing you to make a good salary to where you can have fun doing a craft that you love. All that. So the first one is, I really think the first step in this process of creating a winning videography business model is to really find a niche you're already in and making samples. And so I know a lot of people talk about niches, and it is true to try and go for a specific genre of content that you're not already in within your current life is going to be a lot of there's going to be a lot of friction, and it's not going to allow you to build momentum. Like, I've never shot a music video. I'm not really around a lot of musicians. So if I started out from the very beginning saying that I wanted my niche to be music videos, then there's going to be a lot more friction there. Whereas when I got started with my videography business, I was involved and connected with a lot of people who were in nonprofits and religious organizations through my Christian church. So that's where I started. My niche was really kind of in the nonprofit space. And so I started making content. I started making free samples for folks who were in nonprofits. And that allowed me to start to build a portfolio around that type of content, which I was really interested in nonprofit work. And I still am interested in nonprofit work. And that allowed me to build my portfolio. So that's the whole thing, is whatever niche that you're already connected in. Maybe you go to a coffee shop. Maybe you go to a local brewery. Maybe you go hang out at a club, or maybe you go hang out at a racetrack, or whatever the case may be. That's your niche where you can create content, and you should create content there. And that is where you can offer not just a lot of free work, but what I like to call just free samples for people. Give them a sample of your work. And then after you give them a sample, that leads into the second thing, which is from those samples, you can build your portfolio. And that's the key, really, is you've got to have a portfolio that you can ultimately show people and sell to people and sell them ideas, because that's what content ultimately is, ideas that fit within the framework of another brand. So secondly, turn those free samples within your niche into your portfolio. And as you build your portfolio, you should put that online, put that somewhere on a website, or put that on Vimeo, put that on YouTube. That can look like a lot of different things, but put that out there and use that as a marketing tool. And then that leads into number 3, which is your portfolio becomes your social media. And I don't feel like I have always done the best at social media. My numbers will tell you that I'm not the best at social media, even though I do have a great, profitable, thriving business. Social media hasn't been the biggest thing for me, but I think it is really powerful these days for opening people up and showing people who you are and what you can do. And people definitely check out your social media. People check out my social media more than I even know, to be honest. So having your portfolio on social media, like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever the case may be, having your portfolio on social media just continues to give yourself some brand credibility. When people hear your name and they can go check out your work without even having to contact you, you need to put your portfolio on social media and drip out content that way. Which then leads into the fourth one, which is social media becomes your networking power. And network is your net worth. Network is your net worth. There's not a better way to honestly put that. That is what it means. The network that I built here locally in Memphis, Tennessee, where I live, I'm not even from here, guys. I'm from Alabama and some other places too, but I'm not even from here. My wife's from here. And when I moved here, it's not even my wife's contacts. It's not even my wife's network that built me up. It was the people that I got to know, the samples I created, the portfolio I built, the portfolio I dripped out on social media and got connected with more people, built relationships with people in PR and marketing, built relationships with other creatives, that led to my network of finding clients. But you do these things in progression over time, and again, having some patience. I've lived here in Memphis for, I moved here in 2015, it's 2023. I kind of got started with some video here in Memphis back in 2015, started my own business in 2019. So you can see it's a progression. It takes time. But if you follow that progression, then all of a sudden your network, the people that you get to know and get to do work for, all of a sudden becomes your net worth, how much you're actually making and how much you're profiting off of your business. And then it can become sustainable. And then all of a sudden you wake up one day, like for me right now, and I have a wife and 2 kids and a job that I love and a business that I love and a business that's doing well and work that I thoroughly enjoy. And my business has been built. The model has been built through that progression. And then, yes, I think number 5 is definitely making sure when you get to that point that you're pricing things effectively. I think I see a lot of younger folks, or I see a lot of beginners, a lot of amateurs who are doing good work, but they don't understand the business side of things in terms of how to price effectively and knowing how much they need to make, but then also considering how much that they want to make and the difference between the two. And typically the difference between the two of those is profit. So having a profitable business comes down to pricing effectively and understanding how much does it cost you to produce the work. Even if you're a one man, one gal, one whatever band, how much does it cost you to produce the work? And then how much profit are you making on top of that? A lot of people just aren't considering the numbers because maybe they're not good at math, and I get that. Or maybe they don't like numbers, whatever the case may be. It comes down to being able to price effectively. It's a business at the end of the day. It's creative, but it's also a business. And if you only focus on the creative and you don't focus on the business isn't going to take care of the creative. Creative can't always take care of the business, because if you're not focusing on numbers and prices and getting clients and how to talk to those clients and how to pitch those clients and how to convince them and tell them that it costs what it costs and it is what it is, and if they want to buy into it, they can, then you can't get paid for the creative. So having a winning videography business model comes down to focusing on really good work within the niche or niches you're already in, building up that network, and then from that network, pricing your work effectively, believing in yourself, believing in the worth that you bring to the marketplace, how much your work is worth to people. And when you get in touch with that, then you can price it really well. But if you struggle to understand your worth as a creative and your worth as a videographer and your worth as somebody who is adding value to a brand or to an organization, you're going to struggle to have a business model that's sustainable. So as you get really good at this craft, and whatever good may be, there's not a specific barometer for that. But as you get better and as you get good and as you get sought after because your work is valuable, you've got to find worth. You've got to recognize your worth for your business model to be effective, for your business model to be sustainable. So follow that progression, or don't, or don't. That's the progression that has worked for me. I think it can work for you, but you might have a few other steps, a few other moments along the way, or you may not. You may find a shortcut that I haven't found, and that's cool. And if you did find a shortcut, share it with everybody else. I hope you enjoy this video. Hope it's helpful for you. If you have questions, drop those in the comments below, because I would love to answer those. If you have other comments, drop those below as well. If you enjoy this video, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel and you're not subscribed, you haven't subscribed, hey, now would be a great time if you want to see more. or go check out some of my old videos. All right, well, that's the end of this one. Taking a little bit of inspiration from Eric Floberg, sitting on the ground. Just felt a little bit more casual and candid. All right, I'll see you on the next one.